Hi, this is Ann Angela Webb, the Animal Intuitive, and this is the Animal Intuitive Show, where we give animals a voice through weekly episodes about animal communication, natural pet care, and interviews with experts in the fields of animal care and advocacy. In today's episode, I'm going to be communicating with Olive, who's a chow mix who right now is at the veterinary hospital. Her mom wants to let her know what's going on. Olive had a recent injury, and we want to just check in with her, see how she's feeling, and also to give her mom and dad some comfort while she's away from home. Come on, all you doggies, won't you walk with me? I'm the puppet dog.
So Olive had an accident on Monday, and she was out on her lead outside, and we're not sure what happened, but we think that she ran full force on it and caused a neck injury, and some trauma there that caused a spinal cord injury and some neurological issues, and she wasn't able to walk, so they're trying to help her to get walking again.
And they've been doing that. I definitely get the that I see them like lifting her up and moving her, trying to get her to move like they want that from her, and she understands that. She said she definitely feels different than she did initially. So I'm sorry that you're going through this, but it sounds like we have some good news that she's actually coming home tomorrow, so we want to talk to her about that.
Yeah, fingers crossed that she's coming home tomorrow, but it looks likely that she will come home tomorrow. And we
Okay,
want to let
great.
her know that she's not staying there.
Right. Okay. So when I kind of feel her energy, I get some of the medication she's probably taken or been given. She just feels a little bit hazy, compared to how a dog might feel if they weren't on medication. She feels a little bit sleepy. She's tired. She's resting. She appreciates that you have been to see her. That's meant a lot to her. Understands that she's there being taken care of, so it's not like she's questioning, like, why have you left me here? Anything like that. She gets the whole idea of this. Like, she needs to be helped right now.
She's so smart.
Yeah. And she said, I felt like I couldn't do anything. But now I don't quite feel like that. I feel more capable and able,
Um, are they treating
probably.
her well at the vet? Are they being nice to her?
Yeah, she said there's actually a female there that is on the younger side, and she said, I think it's actually a vet, and she says this person has like a special connection with me. Like there's just something about me that's kind of endeared me to her. And she says this person is she's really like encouraging her to get better.
That's good to hear. I guess I would just tell her that we miss her, and it's not the same without her here, and that we're very worried about her.
She understands that things aren't the same with her there. She's funny though. She's kind of, it's almost like the word is like stoic about it, or telling you to be stoic about it. This is just what we have to do right now. We just got to go through this, and then we have to take it day by day. But she says, I don't really want you worrying, which I understand animals will often say that when we're worried about them. But of course, that's not always easy for us to not worry about our loved animals. But she doesn't expect that of you. So don't feel guilty if you aren't thinking all the time about her, or, obsessing
Yeah, yeah.
guiltily.
Right now, that's not possible, but
It's hard. It is hard when our animals are sick or injured. It's really hard. I'm just letting her know that she's, possibly going to come home tomorrow. We're just waiting for the vet to give the okay.
but either way, we'll see her tomorrow, so she'll get to see us in the morning for breakfast.
Okay. Her head definitely perks up. Both things when I talk about possibly coming home and breakfast. She talks about her being outside and visiting with you, and she says she wants to walk around. That's her goal or her desire is to actually be walking around. It feels good to her to do that, specifically on grass.
Hmm.
She says, I don't like to be like a patient there. I want to be up and in control. She wants to be um, able to move around freely. My thoughts about that is there's a positive aspect to that. Like there's a energy behind it that she's desiring that, she's feeling that. There's a fight there, which is a good thing to hear. She's talking about her paws. They feel a little bit different to her right now. A little shaky, which would be expected with everything.
Does she feel that like with all of them, or is it just some of them?
She's more focusing to me on the front paws. And that's where I get more of that like sensation from. She says it's a little bit odd. Like I'm not 100% sure of like what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling are sort of off. Like I'm doing it, but I feel and this could also be the medication too. It just feels like it just feels a little funny to her.
Does she have a lot of pain right now, or just the medicine makes her feel woozy?
She's more woozy. I'm not getting pain. She says when there's time and the medication begins to maybe wear off a little bit, she'll feel it a little bit, but it seems like they're keeping her pretty well medicated with something to help prevent her from feeling that. She shows me you like with your head down, kind of shaking your head, like, oh, why did this happen? Like, how did this happen? Why, feeling like you could have done something to prevent it. She says that's like, she doesn't like that energy. Let's not do that, she said. She doesn't think about it that way. She's like, I don't need to go back and say, "Oh, you didn't do this or you did this wrong, blah blah blah." She doesn't like that energy.
You can tell her that we made her a big, comfy bed to help her recover.
Okay. She basically says as it should be. She's like, I would expect that. That's
Maybe explain to her that we're going to have to use a harness to help her learn to walk again, and that it might not, that we want her to try to walk with that, and we're going to try to help her. But it's a big, like, full body harness that we have to use so
okay.
she understands what it is.
Okay. So there's more material. It like
It's on
covers
the
them.
front and the back, so it'll help support her legs, all of her legs, instead of just her normal walking harness. This is one we'll use to help lift her up.
She says, I can see the reason for that. I'd rather I didn't need it, but I get the purpose of it. I'm hoping I don't need that for a long time. She wants to be more like independent, so to speak, but she gets the reason for it.
And you can tell her she doesn't need to growl at everyone at the vet's office because they're trying to help her.
Okay. She feels that that's part of what makes her endearing, especially to this one vet.
That's funny.
She's like, I'm a strong personality. Like it conveys more of who I am than me just sitting around and, being easy. Like they experience me more this way. Like we connect more. That's her perception of them. Like I'm
Okay.
communicating with them, essentially.
Sure.
So she says, I'll try to figure out how to let them know what I'm thinking without doing that. But she says they could just ask me for things. If they want to know things about me, they could do this. They could talk to me. Yeah, she just says they could ask me more for what I want and what I would like and my feelings about how to do things. She says, for instance, she lifts up a paw. They did something like maybe testing it to see what's going on with it, but they're fussing with it. And she says, I like to be asked for permission. So that's what she would like.
I'll tell them that.
Yeah, okay. She's like, I have a mind of my own and my own feelings about these things, so
Is there anything that she doesn't want when she comes home?
She mentions the washing machine, I think it is. It's like a sound. It's just sometimes that bothers her. It's a little bit. She just says that might bother me.
I'm trying to, because I'm trying to figure out what she might mean by that. Is it definitely washing machine?
I'm just hearing that sound, like it sounds like that.
Like a loud noise?
Could be another thing that's making that sound, but maybe just think about it when she's home, and if you notice that she's looking less settled, maybe notice if there's anything running. That's how I would probably go about it.
Well, she's pretty violent against the vacuum.
Oh, okay.
Incredibly violent. Attacks it, actually, the whole time.
Wow.
So.
Okay. Yeah, she said if you could avoid that, that would be great. So no cleaning.
That's funny.
She says I could go maybe elsewhere when you do that, maybe. Maybe I could be in another area, or Chris could take me outside, or vice versa. You could take her outside if he's using it. She says it's just upsetting.
Does she know that she won't be able to run around like she used to be able to?
She's like, I definitely have that sense already. I just know that I can tell that I can't right now. She doesn't want to think that that's like always. I don't feel that she wants to hear that right now. Like that's, and it
Definitive.
yeah, right. Doesn't want to go there. So.
I wrote her a long letter. I'll read it to her when she gets home.
Oh, okay.
But just tell her that she's very good and very obedient and the best dog.
Oh.
Couldn't have a better dog.
She knows. She says, I know that from you. Like you've conveyed that to her. She gets that from you. She feels it in her heart, she says. She knows. She says, I know I'm so loved. There's no question there. She says, I do feel kind of like ornery right now. Like I'm not quite myself, so I need a little rest right now.
Mm-hmm. She's a little ornery all the time.
A little extra.
A little extra.
She actually laughs and says, no, I'm a sweet girl. She gets the humor in it. And then she says bubble baths. So that might mean something to you. I don't know. In relationship to that. She says bubble baths.
In relationship to
what we were just talking about, like her personality, and
she hates them.
Okay.
It's a struggle every time. I'm not doing it because I want to. Neither of us want to be there.
Oh.
It's not to torture her.
Yeah. Yeah.
She just, she needs it. Fact of life. Can you ask her why does she let Chris, her dad, brush her, but she doesn't like it when I do it?
I see him brushing her more methodically and like deeper and slower. And I actually feel your hesitation. Like, it bothers her. And I get you doing it more like on the surface. And it actually bothers her. It's like teasy almost, like it kind of tugs a little. That's why she just says I feel a little bit more settled when he does it for that reason. So if you were to do it, maybe just a little slower, methodical, intentional.
Does she like it when we cut her hair?
She says, yes, I feel the breeze through. I feel beautiful. I feel... She definitely knows people notice it when she gets her hair cut. So there's a certain attention she's gotten, and she says, yeah, I love it. People kind of see me, and my personality is special. Like, there's a funniness about me that I'm not just like an ordinary dog, is how she puts it. Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Ask her when she snorts in people's faces, is that a sign of affection?
She says it has to do with getting scent. It feels more to me like a taking in of the person and like I get like an excitement when she does that. If you'd like to find me, you can do that at intuitivetouchanimalcare.com or email me at ann@intuitivetouchanimalcare.com. Thank you for watching, and if you would like to let us know what you think, please enter that below and I will respond. And also please like, share, and subscribe. It does help the show. Rub my belly, rub my belly, rub my belly, my belly.